Hey, what's up? This is Jacob and Jackson. We each made a video kind of describing what we expected out of doing these videos together. And I talked about it in one I did a couple of nights ago about, I asked Jackson in his video what the biggest mistake I made was going through all of this, going through the divorce and everything. And he said, excuse me, he said, not being there for him enough. And that really got me thinking a lot and really kind of hurt me that he said that. I mean, that he feels that way, not that he said it. So I kind of want to give Jackson a chance to kind of give his side of that, what he meant by that. And I got some questions I want to ask him. Now, we haven't talked about this ahead of time, so, I mean, not too much. So I'm not real sure what he's going to say, but this is going to be his chance to tell me what he thinks without me interrupting him or defending myself or arguing with him. I just kind of want to hear what he has to say, and then I'll go back and kind of watch this video again and see what I think of it, and maybe come out with kind of what I was going through at that time, and maybe somebody that's going through it would understand that and be able to relate, and maybe I can tell you what I... Change for the better, right? And I know maybe there's some mistakes that I made along the way I can look back on now and say, boy, I wish I'd have done that different.
Well, the whole thing is, like, people could be like, oh, wow, this kid felt that his parent wasn't there for much, maybe I'm doing that to my kid.
Right, and that's kind of the point of this is, you know, of course, going through things, we miss a lot of what we're dealing with going through it, so sometimes if you do see what mistakes somebody else has made ahead of time, it's
helpful.
It's helpful because you can kind of take a step back and look at what kind of you're going through and say, am I doing the same things like Jackson said? So, Jackson, I just want to know, like, give me some examples of what you meant. I wasn't there for you.
Yeah, like, you sometimes, like, I said this in my video that you were out a lot. You know, hanging out with the neighbor, and sometimes, like, it'd be, like, 6, and you wouldn't come home till, like, 3 in the morning, you know, out, and you had no idea what I was doing, or crying, or talking to somebody, or had boo going through.
And what, like, some of those times that you can think of specifically, kind of what were you doing in the house while I'm out with the neighbors?
I was, like,
just hanging out.
I was playing with my toys and watching TV.
Yeah. Did you ever wonder, like, I just wish Dad would come back in the house and just hang out with me? Doesn't he know I'm going through this too?
Yeah, because every time I would, like, walk over there and, like, try to get you, he'd be like, go home. Or, like, what are you doing out here? It's late, go home.
Yeah, what he's talking about is we had a neighbor that lived across the street, and I did. I spent a lot of time over there. So, what else? I mean, okay, I spent a lot of time with the neighbor out and about. I know that first year, I spent a lot of time over there more than I did anywhere else. But what other kind of things? I want to give an example later on. But for now, like, what else was I not there for? Do you feel like?
School. That was a big one. You gave up on school for me and Lydia.
I did.
Yeah. Just when you and Mom were still together, you cared. You went to see our report card. Yeah, you still cared, but, like, you were in the school thing, and you have no idea.
And then now I don't act like a participator and know what's going on in school.
We don't even talk. Well, I talk to you about school a lot.
But not like we used to.
No, because you used to be like, in elementary, you were into my school. Like,
right. Yeah, we did a lot of volunteer work at the school. We were there a lot.
I played football there.
Yeah. Your mom and I coached the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. School. What about times you wanted to talk and I didn't want to talk about it? Like, even
but you
this,
get mad.
this comes all the way up to last week even sometimes.
Yeah, it still happens that I can't talk to you about this stuff. You just get mad. You tell me you don't want to talk about
it. Yeah, I don't. A lot of times I don't want to talk about it.
I don't blame you.
But do you want to talk about it with somebody? You just don't have anybody you feel like you can talk to about it.
Yeah, a lot of times. Not all the time. Sometimes.
Well, there's sometimes you want to talk about what you was going through, and
Yeah, for sure.
do you feel like you can talk to your mom about that, or
No.
she's kind of the same?
No, she's worse than you.
I wonder if she realizes that as much as I didn't realize that until you and I started talking.
Well, cause like I'll ask her something, and she'll just no, don't listen to him. Don't. It's horrible.
All right. Think way back when this first started. I mean, your mom and I pretty much right away became different people. I mean, we weren't together anymore. We weren't doing the same things.
It was like a war. If I was with you, you were telling me how much, like, stuff about her. And if I was with her, she was telling me much stuff about you.
I feel like we were putting you right in the middle,
I was definitely
talking about each other. What kind of things were we saying that you remember standing out that kind of was like, Dad or Mom, just shut up, I don't want to talk about this?
Your mom caused this, or your dad caused this, or they could have done better. And you didn't blame Mom really for a lot. I'm not saying she had a part in this for sure, but you didn't ever talk down on Mom.
No, I still try not to do that. I know sometimes it's hard, emotions get in the way, but.
Everyone does that. Don't worry.
So, I mean, when I say I became a different person immediately, I mean, I wasn't like really a husband anymore. And then as far as being a dad, I was learning because, like I said before,
You never did anything.
Your mom kind of took care of everything. I didn't ever do anything. I did some stuff.
You changed a one diaper.
Okay, stop. So, but then, like you said, I started hanging out with this neighbor. I never did that kind of stuff before. I was out of the house a lot. We were not together a lot just because sometimes you were with your mom. So, your mom and I both.
You got mad about everything. The littlest things you started yelling about.
Now, I want you to say whatever you feel like saying to me.
I can't do that.
Like, even if you want to get mad and say, you just say what you got to say. This is all about the things that you have wanted to say or that you're thinking that I have not or your mom has not given you a chance to say.
I've told you everything.
So.
Mom, that's a different story.
Wow.
I can't talk to her about anything.
Okay, well, this is more about me and your relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about that maybe some other time, or maybe your mom will open up to you sooner or later. So, but this is about me and you, kind of. So, we also had which I feel like is pretty fortunate for Jackson and I. My sister got a new boyfriend shortly before all this started. And he had kind of just went through something similar, and his son, who's a little bit older than Jackson, kind of watched the whole thing unfold, and they had a huge influence on us through this. My sister's boyfriend, he's hard to be in a bad mood around. He's always kind of got a smile on his face and says a lot of funny stuff, and so he was good for me to be around. But I guess my question for Jackson is, Trevor being around, he's a couple years older than you, but he had just went through this, kind of a real similar situation. How much of an influence did he have on you? How much did you and him talk?
Dude, every single time we hang out, we talked about it. I mean, because I opened up to him, and, I've cried in front of him.
And
I've talked with him more about it than I've talked with you about it.
Right, and he'd been through it, so could he relate?
He told me kind of stuff to do.
Yeah. Was it helpful?
Sometimes.
Think
Like-
about the number one
Like he said,
thing.
he got anger issues like me too sometimes,
Okay.
and he kind of told me.
So what? Think about one thing you remember specifically Trevor saying to you that you can look back on now and go, man, that was really good advice at the time.
It will all fall in place. It's gonna be okay.
Did that really make you feel better at the time? You felt like, okay, I see Trevor's kind of went through this. He can talk to me. He sees, and he's okay now. So that gives me some hope. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I looked at Tony kind of the same way. Yeah, Tony and Trevor were pretty big for us, weren't they?
They still are.
So, your door just opened all by itself. I think we have a ghost. Oh well, they don't eat much, so
Neither do we. Look at our refrigerator. Sorry for the little joke.
And then I got another thing I feel like that caused a lot of animosity between you and I is anytime I would date somebody and bring them around, I feel like you kind of felt like you were intruded on. Like you felt like somebody was coming in and taking me away from you a little bit.
Yeah, because sometimes.
Now, again, say what you got to say.
Sometimes I wake up and you want to be in the house, and you would not answer your phone. Yeah. And,
yeah,
and when they were over, you guys went to sleep. Either went out, and I was at the house all by myself, or yeah, you definitely did take me to do stuff with your girlfriend sometimes, but not all the time.
And what did you think some of those times? I mean, we'd leave and jump on the motorcycle and leave, and you're here all by yourself.
I gave up. I left. I found my old friends.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have done that, I never would have made friends.
And when, so with us not hanging out like we were before because I had somebody else in my life, you go out and start hanging out with other people in the neighborhood and running out and about, and a lot of the times I didn't know even, like I knew kind of where you were, but
if I'd have got killed, you'd have no idea until you got home.
what do you, like kind of, were you even thinking about me at that time, or you just like, if he wants to do that, I mean, what was your thought process?
At the time, I'm not gonna lie, when you left, I was like, you know what, alright, and I left. And Sean would say something smart and be like, oh, your dad. And
Your dad what?
What?
Your dad what? What would he say?
He'd be like, where's your dad at? And did he leave you again?
Yeah.
Kind of maybe would hit him. So
And it just kind of hurt your feelings. See, these are things you've never said this to me before. You know, like.
Well, cause listen, then you'd never like Sean, but he said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, talking about like what you're saying about. I mean, I guess I never thought about that. You know, you were sitting here by yourself, and yeah.
I can't wait till we get to talk about your girlfriends. That's gonna be an hour video, I promise you.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
All right. I think we're kind of getting somewhere and getting kind of a good start on what Jackson was going through. Some things I didn't altogether know about, or didn't really even think about. So that's a mistake on my part, I feel like. So we'll dig into those things a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go back and kind of watch this again, and we'll see how we can put something together for the next video to kind of talk, like I said earlier, kind of talk about, you know, what I was going through at the time and the mistakes I made that he's pointing out right now, and what I should have done maybe different. So we'll get there. All right, Jack, I got one more question for you. I want to know something that you went through that you kept either to yourself or at least you kept it away from me. Something I didn't know about.
A lot of I never really got bullied. I got picked on a lot, but not bullied. And I never really cared. You know me. But I got picked on a lot. And I thought everything was my fault for a long time.
Everything what?
Like you guys getting a divorce, you guys getting mad at each other. Because I was the youngest one, and I thought it was all my fault.
What about it did you feel like might have been your fault?
Like when you guys would like argue, I thought that was my fault. You can ask my sisters that. When you guys got a divorce, I thought it was my fault. Because at the time I didn't know about you getting the doctor and stuff about
So, like, can you nail anything down specifically you felt like anything was getting blamed on you, or
it. You guys arguing about, oh, like who you want to stay with, or why aren't you over here? But this was really mostly mom. You were always like, stay wherever you want.
can you think of anything else that I didn't know about? Like, is there a specific time, like one day where something really happened, and or, anything where you might have just fell apart or something, and I just wasn't paying attention, didn't see it, and you kept it from me. Do you think of anything like
Yeah.
that?
I got my first heart broken. I was dating a girl.
Yeah. What does that have to do with kind of what we're going through here?
You got heartbroken.
Yeah. So you felt like I could relate to you when we talked?
Not really.
All right.
You just told me to get over myself.
Yeah.
It sounds like something you'd say.
Yeah, but we talked a lot when you were going through that.
When did you ever sit down with me and talk about something relationship-wise? Yeah.
I feel like we did a lot. I tried to get you to,
Date somebody you liked.
That's what you do to me.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, I'll go through this and come up with some of these mistakes that and what I was going through at the time, and what should have been done differently. So, and kind of in the future, as I started noticing some of these things on my own, what I did do to correct it and kind of get my relationship back with Jackson and his sisters. So,
Olivia stayed out of your life. You didn't.
yeah, we'll talk about that. Olivia, my younger daughter, our relationship's been pretty tough to come back, but there was a specific reason for that, and we'll get into that one day. So, I think that's about it. Do you have anything that I don't know about you want to say? When this camera's going by, you can say anything you want, and
But after that camera, you might smack me.
yeah, I might not. No, nothing outside of this will ever be held against you by me. So this is a chance for you to express yourself. If there's anything you want to say to me, anything you're still mad at me about, this is your chance. No argument, no.
You are a dick to me a lot. No, I mean, you just stay yelling for no reason. I walk into the house and you start yelling for no reason. You did that.
Yeah.
And even if you don't want to believe it or not, you did that.
Okay.
You still yell at me for no reason. Just today, we were sitting right here and you started yelling at me. And I was right. And you started yelling at me.
So I was a dick to you a lot.
Yeah.
Huh? That's what this is about. We're going to get to the bottom of everything. Love you, boy.
Oh, you too.